Before beginning to speak of the concrete details of what will happen at my ordination Mass, I need to place it in the context of Catholic Christianity and even in the context of our whole human history. It may seem far from my goal, but please stay with me. We will begin first with ourselves, not because this is the ideal beginning. No, that would be God, who is the beginning and the end. But we begin with ourselves not only because we know more about ourselves than we do God, but also because the visible human person helps to reveal the invisible mystery of God. Looking at ourselves, we realize that we do not fully explain ourselves. Myself is the closest thing to me, yet I do not understand myself. What am I? Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my purpose? Why am I here at all? In the course of our asking such questions, we realize we in ourselves do not have the answers. I encourage you to pause and reflect on these questions. Perhaps there is a certain aversion to ask them, but this just emphasizes our lack of answers to these legitimate questions that raise us to ponder things beyond ourselves. Out of our pondering comes the thought of the divine. Consider this. Nearly all people at all times throughout the course of human history have believed in some kind of transcendent reality. The recent phenomenon of the sophisticated idea that there is no transcendent reality is quite a small minority compared to the whole history of mankind. So, to be strictly democratic and give votes to our forefathers, we must not rule out the reality of the past. In actuality, even those who claim to deny transcendent reality fall short in practice, simply redefining what that reality is. And that is the next point. Though the vast majority of people have agreed there is some kind of transcendent reality, they have not agreed what that reality is like. Some have thought it is like the sun or moon, or in the form of animals, or multiple ones governing the seasons and natural forces. Others thought it to be superhuman-like beings, or monsters, or spiritual beings. That this reality was good or evil, or both. That it is an impersonal world force, or that everything that exists is simply a part of that reality. We must ask if this confusion is evidence that all are deluded and there is no transcendent reality. Not necessarily. It certainly does not logically follow. Transcendent reality, by its very definition, is beyond us. It transcends our capabilities of understanding. If we search for what this transcendent reality is like, we will inevitably make it out in the image of some lesser thing. A stone, an animal, a star, a storm, a human being. Certainly there may be some truth to the image, the strength of the stone, the life of the animal, the brilliance of the star, the awesome power of the storm, the personhood of the human. But the description of transcendent reality we attempt to make on our own will fall short. All our attempts will be inadequate. So, is it hopeless? Do we give up? This will be considered next week.